guys, welcome to my channel. Okay, so another discovery read through here. So today I'm going to read actually the interview with Cassie Rosenberg. Okay, so this was 8/15/2018. Okay, so Agent Galbraith interviewed Cassie Rosenberg, who's a friend of Shanann Watts, by phone on 8/15 at 10:50 hours, so 10:50 a.m. Cassie has known Shanann for 2 years. They met through Thrive and have instantly clicked. Their relationship has grown into an amazing friendship, and they are like sisters. They talk every day. There are maybe 2 days a week where the two do not immediately exchange good morning texts of some type with one another. It was insane to Cassie to hear that Shanann was missing. She said that it's not like Shanann to leave. She is OCD and very ritualistic in nature. Bella's first day back to school is to be 8/13/2018, and she already had her outfit planned. Bella already had her outfit planned. Shanann was excited and also had an OB appointment at 9 a.m. Cassie described Shanann as distraught over the past weekend in Arizona. Shanann and Chris were having problems, and Shanann was not eating. Cassie has known for about 4 weeks that Chris and Shanann were having problems. In Arizona, Cassie tried to see that Shanann was eating because of her blood sugar going low from not eating. Cassie is a nurse. When Shanann did not post after getting home, Cassie knew that was not like Shanann at all. Cassie said that if Shanann would have gone somewhere with the kids, she would never leave without EpiPens. Cassie said Shanann just would not leave, period. Shanann works from home and was able to go to North Carolina to see family, friends, and grow her business. Before Shanann left for North Carolina, she and Chris were having sex 3 times a day. Shanann told Cassie that Chris just could not get enough of her. Within the first week that Shanann was in North Carolina, she and Chris were not even talking on the phone much. He was being very strange. Chris flew in the last week Shanann and the girls were in North Carolina, and they got a condo by the beach to spend time together as a family. In North Carolina, Shanann had told Cassie that Chris was very cold. He only called her Shanann, which he had not really done since they started dating. He usually only called her pet names like Honey or Babe. Chris would not hug Shanann or even hold her hand. He would not tell her he loved her. Shanann expressed to Cassie that Chris was a totally different person. It was not the man she married 8 years ago. It was Chris that wanted a 3rd child. He is the one that talked Shanann into having a 3rd child. Based upon the information that Cassie gathered from Shanann, Cassie and her husband Josh both believe that Chris had probably been cheating on Shanann. But Cassie did not tell Shanann that she thought that. Okay, so one more thing I forgot. I want to show you this picture. Compliments of Jana actually found it for me and sent it to me. It's a picture of Shanann and Cindy when they're in North Carolina. And Cindy's in the pool just glaring at Shanann. Just glaring at her. Just look at that look. I'm going to put it right here. Man, what do you think? I mean, Cindy did not like Shanann. You could tell. I mean, so well, this had to be, okay, before Chris was there, when she was just staying at the house. So, yeah, wow. It's kind of scary. Okay, I just wanted to show you guys that. Cassie told me about a situation in North Carolina that resulted in an argument between Shanann and Chris's mother. It involved his mother having nut products, and Shanann decided she would not bring the kids back if they were in danger with Cece's nut allergy. Chris's parents blocked Shanann on Facebook, and they did not attend Cece's birthday party in North Carolina. See, there's where one of the places where it says that Chris's parents blocked Shanann. And then I think, what does Ronnie say that she blocked him or whatever, but I mean basically they were blocked and don't even attend their granddaughter's birthday party, and they don't even get to see him that often. I mean, they're so far away, so they're actually able to be there during one of their granddaughter's birthdays, which they're not usually there, so they're able to physically be there to spend time with her, and they don't even show up. The last week Chris and Shanann were in North Carolina, He told her that he did not want the third baby, was not in love with Shanann, and did not care about Shanann or the baby. Oh my God. I mean, what? I mean, it's one thing to say he did not care about Shanann, which is still cold, but or the baby, his own baby? Like, you're going to say, oh, I don't care about you or the baby. Wow. Man. He told Shanann that he had thought having a third baby would fix things. Once Shanann flew home to Colorado, she only texted Cassie because she did not want Chris to know she was discussing their problems with others. Cassie said that Chris is the submissive one in the marriage. Shanann had decided not to push Chris on the matter. Shanann set up a trip to Aspen for the weekend after Scottsdale so that she and Chris could have some us time. Before going to Arizona, Shanann had an ultrasound that revealed the gender of the baby Shanann was carrying. Nicole Atkinson knew the gender and planned a gender reveal party. Shanann just asked Nicole to tell her the gender because she felt Chris was going to leave her and she needed to feel happy. Chris and Shanann decided to have their own gender reveal ceremony together, which was recorded and posted on Facebook. Wait, it was? Chris and Shanann decided to have their own gender reveal ceremony together. I don't remember seeing a video. Do you guys? Huh. Of a gender reveal? I'm trying to think. I don't know. Let me know if you guys have seen that. Cassie and her husband Josh noticed that Chris smiled but was not excited based upon his expressions. In Arizona, Shanann was broken and scared Chris was going to leave her. She was afraid he was going to take the kids from her. She was not eating, and it was heartbreaking for Cassie to see Shanann in that way. Cassie talked to Shanann and encouraged her to talk with Chris and to be calm. The texts from him were cold and not caring. Shanann had him on speakerphone for a phone call once, and Cassie heard that he did not want to talk to her. Shanann told me that this was not the Chris that she knew. He became very different. On Monday morning, when Cassie had not heard from Shanann, she talked with Nicole. Nicole, being in Colorado, could go look at Shanann's house. Cassie was on the phone with Nicole while she was doing this, using the camera on the phone for video. Shanann's car was there in the garage, and Shanann was not answering. They grew concerned about Shanann's health. Nicole tried the code for the front door, but there was an internal door latch that prevented entry. The latch was there as Shanann was worried that her kids would open the door. Shanann's shoes were by the door, which was normal. Cassie started texting Chris. She told Chris that Nicole was at the house and they were concerned about Shanann. Chris told Nicole that he and Shanann were getting separated and told her that Shanann was fine. He told Nicole to leave the house. Cassie and Nicole knew Shanann had an OB appointment, and Nicole went to the office to see if Shanann had made it to her appointment, which she had not. That was not like Shanann at all. Cassie and Nicole decided they needed to call the police. Cassie texted Chris to get him to go to the house and told him they were calling the police. He insisted that they were getting separated and things were okay. Cassie told Chris to get his butt to the house. Chris called Cassie and it sounded like he was driving. Chris told Cassie not to call the police. He said he did not want the police involved. He told Cassie he was sure Shanann was fine. Cassie warned Chris that if he was not there in 30 minutes, she was calling the police. Nicole's son was going around the house trying to find an access point to go in and look for Shanann. 20 minutes passed, and Cassie finally told Nicole to just call the police, as they were wasting valuable time if Shanann was inside needing help. Police arrived, and it had been 45 minutes. Chris should have already been there, in Cassie's opinion, with him driving from work. Before police were about to bust the door to make entry to check on Shanann, Chris was reached by phone and denied entry as he was right around the corner. When Chris arrived, the police, Chris, and Nicole went in to check for Shanann. Shanann's phone was located. Cassie insisted that Shanann would have never left her phone and would have never left the kids' medication in the cupboard if she had left the house. Shanann's purse on the counter did not add up to Cassie either. Cassie insisted that if we found out where Chris's truck went that morning, we would find Shanann and the kids. Cassie said that Shanann would not have left without contacting her or other friends. Shanann was an open person and would tell someone. Cassie knew of no problems Shanann may have had with other persons. The only person in Colorado aware of Shanann and Chris's marriage problems is Nicole. Cassie felt like Shanann would go there if there were problems with Chris and Shanann had to leave. I asked about Chris's Facebook account and activity. Cassie said that Shanann would post for Chris. He never posted. He deleted his Facebook account while Shanann was in North Carolina. Cassie thought that Chris probably cheated on Shanann and deleted his account because of that. Shanann was looking forward to the first day of school on 8/13/2018. She tried to change her flight to arrive home earlier, but it was going to be $300 more. Shanann said she was going to be exhausted. Shanann wakes up with Chris every morning at 4 a.m. for her morning routine. She showers, gets ready for the day, gets the girls up, and makes them breakfast and makes the beds. Cassie knew the kids' beds were messed up when Nicole went inside the house with police looking for Shanann. Cassie said that was definitely not normal. Shanann would have made the kids' beds. Concerned with the explanation of Chris about Shanann's whereabouts, Cassie said that Addie told her that Chris said Shanann left in the middle of the night. He supposedly told Nicole they were at a play date. Cassie told me that Chris was never involved in matters such as contacting the kids' school. Only Shanann handled contacting the school. Primrose is a very nice school, and Shanann fought hard to get the kids into it. She would never risk losing their spot by not showing up for the first day. Cassie checked her text messages for dates pertaining to Shanann. Cassie believes Shanann was in North Carolina from 6/27 through 8/7. Cassie told me that Chris did not sound worried when she was talking to him by phone on 8/13, trying to get him to go home and to go into the house to check for Shanann. Cassie said that she was cussing him out and trying to get him to go there. Cassie said that Chris later that day called her husband Josh to ask if he looked bad in the situation. Cassie said that Chris later that day called her husband Josh to ask if he looked bad in the situation. So that's what his concern is, instead of like, oh my God, where's my wife and my kids? Oh, we can't find them. Oh my God, I hope nothing bad happened. He calls Josh to ask if he looked bad. All about him. I mean, do you see that? All he cares about is himself. Oh, do I look bad in the situation? What? Who does that? Josh told him that he does and encouraged him to cooperate and to give police his cell phone and his truck. Well, he didn't really voluntarily offer up his cell phone and his truck. I think he did at one of the interviews, give him the phone to look up some phone numbers, and I think they actually made a copy of some of the information. But he didn't let him look at his truck at all. He didn't offer that, but he asked Josh if he should go to work the next day or now. Josh told him it was up to him, but probably not since his wife and kids were missing. Josh and Cassie decided that something was wrong and that Chris was not the guy they knew. Wow. I asked Cassie if she knew anything of Chris and Shanann considering selling their house. Cassie told me that in Scottsdale, Arizona, Shanann mentioned that Chris had oil field insight and new wells were going to be drilled around the area of their housing area. Oh, really? Wow, I don't remember hearing that. So wait, Cassie told me that in Scottsdale, Shanann mentioned that Chris had oil field insight and knew wells were going to be drilled around the area of their housing area. Wow. This will cause their value to drop, and Shanann said Chris wanted to sell the house before the wells were drilled. Wow, so I thought it was because they were it was just too expensive. They were trying to downsize. That's what he was making it seem like, right? Chris was making people it seem like, they just can't afford it. But here he's telling Shanann it's because of the oil. They're about to drill. The wells they're about to drill, and it would decrease their value of the house, which I'm sure it's true that it would if there really are wells that were going to be drilled in the area. I don't know is that true or not? Has anybody heard that? I don't remember even reading that or hearing her say that. But see, that's why I like going through this, because I feel like every time I go through it, I find something new that I either must have overlooked the first time or just forgot. But I think for the most part, it's just that I overlooked it. I must have somehow skipped it and not seen it. Okay, so she said that she loves her home and did not want to leave it. Cassie told Shanann to talk with Chris about it, and she said she would, and said again how she loves their home. There was no plan in place to sell the house. Shanann said she planned to talk with the realtor, Ann Meadows, and help them get into the new home they live in now. Contact information and phone number, blah, blah. So wait, why so she's telling Cassie, well, no, there's no plan to sell the house, but why is she planning on talking to the realtor then if she wasn't planning on selling it? I'm confused now. Cassie said that when Chris got to North Carolina, Shanann said he was very cold and did not hug her or anything. They did not talk much while she was there. Shanann thought that it was at first because of an argument between Shanann and Chris's mom. Chris told Shanann he had not been in love with her for a while and he thought having another baby would fix it. In Scottsdale, Shanann had said Chris agreed to go to counseling. Shanann started looking for a counselor and sent Cassie lists of counselors in her insurance network to help Shanann decide on one. Shanann planned to talk with Cassie on Monday, 8/13, to decide. Shanann said she wanted to find an ugly dude counselor because she was so insecure given the problems she and Chris were having. Wow. Like, how sad is that? Like, she wanted to make sure it was not a pretty woman counselor because Chris had made her feel so insecure that she wanted to make sure it was an ugly dude counselor. You know, because if it was a woman, I mean, she's so insecure that it can't even be a woman. Wow. Or even a nice looking dude. She says an ugly dude counselor. Wow. That's sad. But that's what people like that will do. They make you feel so insecure. Wow. I asked Cassie if Shanann ever mentioned life insurance policies. Shanann had not. She only mentioned that Chris's benefits had great coverages. I asked about Shanann and Chris's finances. Cassie said they did not have money rolling in, but Shanann did not speak of financial problems. Cassie never saw Shanann ordering from a menu based upon price alone. Before San Diego in June 2018, Shanann had hit the 80,000 link at Lavelle. Shanann had told Cassie that Chris loves the money when she gets paid every Tuesday. Oh yeah, so he doesn't get to see any of the money. No, he doesn't have any control over the finances. Doesn't get to spend the money. She just spends it all. But, oh yeah, he loves on Tuesdays when Shanann gets paid. So he loves the money too. Don't let him fool you. I asked if Chris has changed and that he was spending more time away from home. Cassie said that Chris was an introvert, and Shanann would have to push him to go have dinner or drinks with guys. Chris was working out and running a lot more. He runs around the neighborhood. Cassie thought he had a gym membership, but did not know where. Shanann got him weights and an elliptical for the house. Oh, but Shanann hates when he works out and that he's getting in shape, but she got him weights and elliptical? Like, does that sound like somebody that doesn't want him to work out and get in shape? No, not so much. Okay, so Cassie said that Shanann wore the pants in the family. Cassie said that on Saturday night, Shanann was clear with her fear that Chris was cheating on her. Cassie talked with the babysitter and learned that Chris was not home from the baseball game yet. There was a charge alert that came through for a place about 15 minutes from their house. It was over $60, and it did not sound right to Shanann. An hour after Shanann got the charge alert, Chris was still not home, though the place was 15 minutes from the house. Cassie and Nicole were also in fear that Chris was cheating on Shanann. Shanann then talked with Chris in the room, but did not drill him over it. Cassie said that Shanann is not the type of person to be able to hold her emotions in. Cassie said that Shanann did not say there was any mention of her and Chris separating before she left for Arizona. They agreed to counseling while she was in Arizona. Cassie said that Chris is a great guy, but there are no others to be concerned about regarding Shanann's disappearance. Cassie recalled Chris's voice when he was telling her not to get the police involved. Cassie told me that Chris refuses to drive the work truck onto the driveway because he was concerned with getting oil from the tires on the driveway. Cassie and Josh were staying at the Watts house at the end of May 2018. Cassie offered to park on the street to allow Chris to park in the driveway, but he declined. He said that he never pulls into the driveway because he did not want any oil from the oil fields messing up the driveway. Cassie had learned from Nicole that Chris backed his truck into the driveway on the morning on 8/13. Cassie said that when she was staying at their house, Chris never loaded or unloaded anything from his truck. They were there from 5/24/18 to 5/28/18. Cassie saw Chris come home from work Thursday evening and did not pull into the driveway. He left for work Friday morning and returned Friday evening without pulling into the driveway. He left for work Monday morning, Memorial Day, and his truck was gone before Cassie left. Cassie knew that Shanann would flip out if Chris opened the garage door in the morning because the girls were light sleepers and she did not want the door to wake them. He used the front door to leave for work in the mornings. Cassie told me that her gut tells her that Shanann and the girls are not alive because it is not possible given their pattern of life that she knows. Cassie forwarded me screenshots of their text communication pertinent to this case. Agent review of said texts. Text between Cassie and Shanann. Okay, so here's the text. July 9th, 2018. Cassie asked Shanann about a post about Cece and is concerned. July 9th, Shanann replies to explain a disagreement with her mother-in-law regarding her children and allergies. Still the same day, July 9th, Shanann says she wants Chris to say something to his mom about the food incident, but his mom talks over him. Shanann says her and her mother-in-law have had it out for 8 years. Shanann says she is different when her hubby is around and her daughter. Shanann says her daughter is the golden child and her kids. Shanann says Chris was chopped liver his whole life. Cassie suggests Chris confronting his mother. Shanann says she got home from Celeste's party and the in-laws were a no-show. So, wow. So Cindy, she's saying, Cindy acts totally different when Ronnie's around and her daughter. And basically Jamie is the golden child and basically saying, Chris is chopped liver his whole life. She's saying, they treated Chris like chopped liver. Okay. So on 7/15, Shanann says she got home from Celeste's party and the in-laws were a no-show. Okay. So same day, 7/15, Shanann says they are out of her kid's life now. Shanann says she wants to block them. So wonder who blocks who. But either way, somebody blocks somebody. If it's Shanann that blocks them or they block Shanann, I'm not sure. Let's see what it says. So, okay. July 15th, same day, Cassie says she would keep them on Facebook but would not talk to them or make it a point to be around them for anything. So, yeah, because this is Cassie. She said earlier in this interview that, Shanann told her that they blocked her on Facebook. So this is the text when she's, kind of, searching for some advice, like, I want to block them, and Cassie tells her, no, Shanann, don't block them, just maybe not talk to them, or make a point not to be around them for anything. Okay, so July 15th, Shanann says she does not ever want to see them again. On August 3rd, Cassie asks Shanann if she got all of her messages. August 3rd, Shanann responds that she did, and that it has been a rough day, and Cassie asks, why is it rough? Okay, they then discuss possibly a home, and Cassie says they do not want to be in their home for any longer than a month as they do not want to put them out. Shanann says they would not put them out and that she cannot explain on text and it is not a good time. Okay, August 5th, Shanann sends a text that she said she sent to Chris about the incident in North Carolina between her and his parents about their children. Shanann is not sorry for what she said to his mother and says that she loves her kids. Shanann then also addresses the distance between her and Chris in the text. Also, she texted, now this is what she texted. From the day I left, you never said I missed you before I said it. Something changed when I left. You may be happier alone, and that's fine. You can be alone. This pregnancy, you have failed to acknowledge it or to acknowledge how I'm feeling. The first trimester is the scariest and the most dangerous, yet we can lose this baby at any point till delivery. I'm not going to be treated this way for having the balls to protect our family and kids. I should get a gold ducking medal for handling it the way I did. Because I had a lot of choice words I wanted to say to her and your dad for his stupidity. No one stands up to your mom and dad for that. He's just as guilty by not doing anything. I have nothing to do with him stop sharing memories of his grandkids. What does that have to do with me? I am their mother and I will protect them. I have enough to worry about with the world out there. I'm not going to worry about family. I would just remove it. Okay, so Shanann told Cassie that is what she texted Chris in the middle of the night. Cassie asked what Chris said, and Shanann said he said nothing. And then she said he replied that he loves the kids. He asked Shanann if the kids could see his parents, and she told him no. She said that she is standing her ground. She said that They have not made contact in 4 weeks. No show for her party and said nothing for her birthday. Cassie expressed that she is shocked that Chris had not said a word about what she said to him. Cassie said that he needs to open up and talk to Shanann about everything. Clear the air and work on it, and then work on the issue with his parents. Shanann says that she has been trying to talk to him for 4 days, and he has not said anything in return. Shanann says it is okay. Cassie asks if that is really what she and he wants. Shanann says it is not, but she also is not going to live like this. Shanann is not going to be ignored and not loved. So on August 5th, Shanann says he's going to his parents now, and Cassie suggests they talk with someone when they get home, as throwing away what they have together is not okay. Shanann says she cannot and will not fight alone. She needs a man that has the balls to protect his family, even when it comes to his own blood. Shanann says he is a totally different person from the guy she has known for 8 years. Shanann says she would not change a thing and calls herself a saint for not telling his mom that she is a narcissist, stupid, and just said that they were done and never coming back. Discussion, they will see each other Friday and will split the room. On August 6th, Shanann says she is dizzy, lightheaded, and nauseous. She then says she has not pooped in weeks due to constipation. Shanann sends a screenshot of her flight itinerary, which is August 10th, Denver to Phoenix. Then she gets home on the 12th. Okay, so August 6th, there is a do not disturb while driving text from Shanann to Cassie. Shanann replies that Chris is driving, not her. Shanann said they were headed to see his grandma, and she was taking the girls as he goes to his parents. Cassie asked if he was going to talk with them about the issue and work it out. Shanann replied, who knows? You can't protect someone you're not in love with anymore. He doesn't have the balls. Shanann tells Cassie that his parents do not love him the way he loves them, and that he is wanting their love and attention so much and they do not give it. He is seeking their approval, according to Shanann. Wow, that's kind of telling. Like, yeah, wow. He's seeking their approval and wanting their love so, and love and attention so much. Like, he's trying so hard, and Shanann is seeing this, and they just are not giving it back, And I think your environment and how you're raised has a lot to do with the person you turn out to be. So I feel like they have a lot to do with how Chris turned out. They do. I really believe that. So, okay. So, and the sad thing is Chris didn't have a choice on who his parents were. I know he still had a choice. He still has choices, and he does have a choice on how he chooses to, handle that, and how he chooses to learn from what he's given, and it's just, I feel like some people are given like more tools, from their parents, and more, better tools to be able to, adapt to different environments, and just to be able to socialize and be able to get along, and, be emotionally healthy, and, they get the love that's required. Like he says, he's been wanting their love and attention, and they do not give it, and so, like I said, I'm not saying that and giving him any excuses, but obviously he wasn't able to take he just wasn't able to overcome and not repeat that cycle that, his parents were showing him. He kind of didn't know how to, be his own man. He just kind of, that's what he knew. And instead of try to learn, see the situation that, his parents have, and try to, not repeat, at least not some of the things that don't work. Obviously some of the things that just is not working in the family. And instead of like looking at that and realizing, wait, that's not right. That's not what I want from a family. I'm going to do the opposite, or I'm not going to, I'm going to make sure that it's not like that. You know, some people will take that and be like, whoa, that's not what I want. They're, you know, it feels so strong. Like I am going to try so hard and try my whole life to make sure that that is not my life, or, you know, that I'm not like that, or, you know, that I don't turn out like that, that I don't handle situations like that, I don't handle certain things, you know. And then maybe some of the good things that he likes about him, he takes and he could, you know, repeat that, or, you know, use that. But like some of the bad things that he learned just from family dynamics and stuff, I feel like he just kind of repeated it. But like, I don't know if that's necessarily such a bad thing, as far as, you know, obviously he was like his dad, you know, he wanted they need like a strong woman to kind of run the show, you know. So I don't think that part's necessarily bad at all, you know. Some men are just like that, and that's what he grew up seeing, so that's what he learned, so that's what he, you know, he's sought out, like a woman like that, like his mom in a way, you know. I'm just somebody that would take charge and kind of call the shots, make the decisions, you know, basically tell him how to live, and just he just kind of, you know, just it reminds me so much of his dad, you know. But as far as maybe like he was seeking their attention and their love, and they just weren't loving him, or, you know, weren't giving him his approval. Like, was he kind of like that kind of a dad to, you know, his kids? Well, obviously we know what he did, but like, when you really look back at those videos, it's almost like he really is just going through the motions, and there really isn't really any like love. It doesn't seem real sincere. You know, after you really look at it, you're like, wait, it's like there's no connection. It's just like almost like robotic. He's just going through what he's supposed to do, and there's not really any emotion or love there. So I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, so Shanann sees it, and, you know, saying he's seeking their approval. Okay, so August 6th, Shanann tells Cassie that he is so cold and not the guy that she has been with for the past 8 years. Cassie tells Shanann that she talked with Josh and he wanted to try to talk with Chris, but won't because he is not supposed to know what's going on. Shanann texted, I told him I don't know who this person is, but the person I left 7 weeks ago would have answered differently. Why are you married to me? Because we love each other. He said that's all he can think of to say at the moment. I told him why I married him and why I'm still married to him with a few paragraphs, not a mutual answer. I said, you love me because I'm the mother of your kids? You're not in love with me? I told him I think he enjoyed single life too well, and that I think he may realize he prefers to be alone. He's not in love with me. A person still madly in love can find what to say. He responded, I don't want to lose the kids. I walked away in tears since I couldn't take anymore. If you are done, don't love me, don't want to work this out, not happy anymore, and only staying because of kids, I need you to tell me. There was also a screenshot of text from the right side, apparent sender Shanann. So this is another thing that she wrote him. Okay, so I don't know how you fell out of love with me in 5.5 weeks, or if this has been going on for a long time, but you don't plan another baby if you're not in love. Kids don't deserve a broken family. I left you, you couldn't take your hands off me. You show up and I have to practically ask you for a kiss in the airport. Being away from you, it's not the help I miss, because I could handle that. It was exhausting, but with school that's not hard. I miss the smell of you. You touching me when I'm cooking. You touching me in bed. You touching me, period. I miss holding you and snuggling with you. I miss eating with you, watching TV with you. I miss staring at you. I miss making love with you. I miss everything about you. I couldn't wait to touch you and hold you and kiss you and make love to you and smell you and laugh. Shanann said she texted him that the previous night after she could not take anymore. Shanann told Cassie that she knows he is not good at conflict and avoids it at all costs, and is better at writing his feelings than talking them at times. Shanann planned to see how he was that night. Shanann told Cassie she told him that life is about making choices, and that he cannot fight for someone he does not love. She told him he was going to have to step out of his comfort zone and defend and protect his family. Shanann said that all he said was that he knew. So August 6th, discussion about Cassie feeling sick and making sure Nicole orders lunch and a headshot if she wants, and RSVPs. August 7th, Cassie asked Shanann how everything was after Chris was at his parents' house. Shanann replied that it was a long story and that she was in the car on the way to the airport. Shanann says she will call Cassie tomorrow. August 8th, Shanann texts Cassie a photo of the house for sale, and they discuss mortgage issue as Cassie has a foreclosure on her history. August 8th, Shanann shares that Celeste is 37 pounds and Bella is 40. Cassie asks how the ultrasound went. Shanann replied, he said we are not compatible anymore. He refused to hug me. Said he thought another baby would fix his feelings. Said he refused couples counseling. Cassie said that was a load of crap, and Shanann said she cannot take anymore. She said he had a lot of time to reflect his feelings and that he said a few months. Shanann did not get it. Shanann said that he has never called her Shanann until this week. Shanann said that Nicole knows. Shanann told Cassie she wants to know what effing changed, and there were no signs of anything wrong. Zero. There was sex all the time, talking, going places, and doing things. He just says he does not feel it anymore. Shanann asked Cassie how she makes him feel compatible again. Cassie asked if there's someone else, and Shanann told her he says no. Shanann asked if she should call Mark to talk to him, stating that he talks. Cassie tells her that she can. Shanann apologized and said that Bella came into her bed and did not even ask where Chris was. Shanann said that she thinks Bella senses she is in pain. Aw. So is that when Chris was sleeping down in the basement, I bet, right? When, and she made him sleep down in the basement. So that's kind of weird. So Bella comes in and doesn't even realize or ask, where's Chris? So, she's saying she senses she's in pain, but maybe she even senses, there's something going on between them and things aren't right between them. So for her not to be like, oh, where's Daddy? I don't know. It makes you wonder. Because kids are smart. They're smarter and more observant and real. I feel like they know more what's going on than people realize sometimes. So 8/12. So August 12th, 13:38 hours, Colorado time. Shanann sends a list of counselors to Cassie. Monday, August 13th at 9 a.m. hours, Colorado time. Cassie texts Shanann asking how she is doing. No reply. Monday at 10:03, Cassie texts Shanann that she is worried. No reply. Text to Cassie, Nicole, and Shanann. Okay, so this is a group thread now. Oh, wow. There's a lot. Okay, it's almost done. Okay. So this is a group thread between Cassie, Nicole, and Shanann. On August 8th, at 9:52 a.m., Colorado town, Cassie texts Shanann and Nicole to ask if they would still be her friend if she lived in Boulder. After 6 texts about that, Shanann asked Nicole to tell her the sex of her baby, saying that she needs happy news. They arranged for Nicole to tell Shanann in person, and Cassie wants to FaceTime it with him. Shanann tells Nicole to come early and that she is up at 6. Nicole asks what time Chris leaves. Shanann replies, dude, need sex. 6. Dude, need sex. I don't know if it's dude, I need sex. I don't know. But then she says 6. Come whenever in the AM, just not 11. Nicole asks, what is at 11? And Shanann replied, too long, in a laughing emoji. They agreed to go around 7:38. Shanann text asked or tell someone to text Taylor about canceling the reveal. Nicole says she texted Taylor. Shanann tells them not to slip on Facebook as she does not want anyone to know right now because Chris will then know and she wants him to want to know. Cassie replied, F him. Yep, I said it. Shanann replied, I agree, Cass. Both Nicole and Cassie agreed to not post on Facebook. Shanann replied, please, no, he doesn't deserve to know. He doesn't even want it. Such an effing liar. He said, I think it would be great having another. He wanted this. He started the convo. You don't get me pregnant and not love me. What's that gonna do? Nicole encourages Shanann, stating that she is one of the strongest people she knows and knows she will get through this. Shanann replied, F him. I am nowhere near perfect, but I love him unconditionally. I give my all. I do so much as a mom and wife. More than 90% of women out there. This effing sucks so bad because I do love him and his ducking flaws. Cassie encouraged Shanann, and Shanann replied, "This was a total slap in the face, stab in the back to the heart. I can't afford 3 kids alone in Colorado." Cassie and Nicole encouraged Shanann, and Shanann told them she loved them. They started chatting about Cassie and Josh moving into the house with Shanann. Shanann says the house is in Chris's name. They discussed that the court would make them sell it before Chris just gets it. They encouraged Shanann further. Shanann replied that masturbating is an awesome stress reliever with a laughing and I don't know emoji. Shanann said that when she asked him for a hug and to hold her tonight for a minute, he said he couldn't right now. Shanann said he's not there right now. Oh, he can't even give her a hug or hold her. Oh, he can't right now. You can't even hug your freaking wife. Oh, what a jerk. Okay. Shanann sent a screenshot of what happens to be her texting Chris. Today, 6:09 a.m. Do you want to find out together with me tonight on the baby's gender? Chris replied yes, and Shanann loved his reply with a heart emoji. Shanann replied, please take 5 minutes today to write me and tell me how you're feeling. I love you, Chris, more than you know. Shanann texted that she offered it to him this morning and told Cassie and Nicole, I need us to work. And if he's wanting to know with me, I'm willing to wait. Can you put it in another envelope? I'd love to see you. I'd love to still see you. Okay, so Thursday, August 9th at 17:29 hours, Cassie texted that her interview went amazingly and asked what happened with Shanann. Shanann replied that she was talking with Chris and would text them later. On Thursday, August 9th at 20:49 hours, Cassie asked Shanann and Nicole how they are doing. Shanann replied that Chris wants to move to Brighton. Shanann texts Nico Lee Watts, we are not telling the world till Monday. Tonight has been the best talk yet. Texts are then about Arizona travel, Monday at 12:25 a.m. Time Shanann texted landed with 3 sleeping emojis. Text between Cassie and Chris. It's Monday, 11:43 a.m. at 8:13. August 13th at, it says 12:43 Colorado time. Cassie texts Chris to tell him she is worried and knows they are having problems, but she has never seen Shanann so broken to the extent that she is worried. Chris replied to Cassie, she went to a friend's house with the kids. She won't tell me where, though. When I get home, I will update you. Cassie tells Chris that her car and shoes and everything is at the house. She asks what is going on, that she would totally shut out everything, saying it is not like her. Chris replied, I told Nikki about it so she wouldn't freak out anymore at the house. I think Christina knows as well. We talked last night and I told her I wanted to sell the house, get something smaller. Separation would be the best right now if we can work through the issues. I really don't want you to think I'm a bad person, Cassie. Cassie replied that she did not care and was worried about Shanann's well-being. She told Chris that Nikki was calling the police due to their concern. And then at 13:05 hours, Chris replied, I'm going to home, Cassie, on my way. Don't call the police. I'll be there in 45 minutes. Okay. So that's that. All right. Let me know what you guys think of some of the things, I don't remember. I must have overlooked the first time reading this interview where, she's so insecure. She wants an ugly counselor, which is so sad. There's a few other things I can't remember, but let me know what you guys think. And yeah, I think that's about it. Okay, yeah. All right, guys, have a good day. Thanks. Bye.